Welcome to the Blue Juju podcast, brought to you by bluejuju.com. And I'm here with my co-host Ron. How you doing today, sir?
Fantastic.
My name is Jonas, as always. If you're not familiar with the Blue Juju podcast, I'd like to give people a rundown real quick before we get started. What we do, and what we do oh so well, is go over the internet. We find the weird and obscene, and fans of Charlie Sheen and Ovaltine. Actually, we don't talk about either one of those things, but we do scour the interwebs, and we have several categories that we break it up into, and just for your viewing pleasure. So, that being said, when we start out our little podcast, we before we do get started, if you're watching the live stream and you would like to see it and comment, then you head over to bluejuju.com, and then there's a little comment area there that you can type in, and we might respond to you. So that's that. And going into our very first category of the day, we'd like to break it up, and we call it headlines.
Headlines we deem important.
Okay. Well, we scour the internet so you don't have to. The headline today is New Mexico. A paraplegic man crawled 4 miles out of the desert for 3 days. This man, Ricky Gilmore, apparently got into a car with a young couple, and after he refused to share his alcohol with them, they left him out in the desert. So that was very nice of them. Almost killed him. He said he crawled, he doesn't have any use of his legs, so he crawled by hand for a period of about 3 days. A couple cars passed him by. He tried to flag them down. They waved at him. And finally, on the third day, a man stopped and said, hey, you need some help, and they called 911. Of course, he spent a night or two in the hospital. But let that be a lesson to you. You know, if you get in a car with somebody and you're a paraplegic guy and they want to share your alcohol, you just go ahead and let them. And if you're, you happen to pick up somebody and they won't share their alcohol, at least, let them off someplace in civilization. Yeah.
Well, that's a good story to start off with. But I'm suspecting that they got his alcohol anyway.
They probably did. They didn't go into that. I don't know. He didn't. He said they put.
Or is he just calling it his alcohol? And actually, it was a massive narco trafficking scheme that he was running. Got his kneecaps taken in because he owed Bubba,
big money.
Big money, and he crawled to civilization. Then he had to make up this story, and this is what was on the interwebs.
Yeah. Well, He crawled into shiprock. He's a 49-year-old guy. He said a couple picked him up while he was hitchhiking and left him in the New Mexico desert south of the town of Shiprock after he had refused to share his alcohol with them. And he said he was cold. The wind was blowing, and he on the third afternoon, a man in a truck finally stopped. A guy crawling along the side of the road.
Right. Well, I got the gist of the story. I was just trying to put myself in this guy's shoes and say, hey, I got a bottle of tequila. They already got the bottle of tequila, or maybe he didn't have a bottle of tequila at all. Maybe
he was a narco trafficker.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. And
conspiracies abound, is what I'm saying, sir.
Yes, and it's quite possible. And he wasn't going to say, hey, they got all my heroin or narcotics and left me out in the desert. He substituted X drug with alcohol, right?
Yeah, either that or Mexicans are just really hard up for alcohol these days, or they just have no qualms with taking someone's kneecaps out. That's also.
That might be the case, but it
so that
boggles the mind, the insensitivity.
So remember this, folks.
Yeah.
If you're in Mexico,
Yeah, New Mexico.
New Mexico,
Yeah.
or close to Mexico,
Yeah, which is close to Mexico.
watch your kneecaps. and just share. You know, don't be a douchebag. You know, nobody likes a greedy bastard.
Yeah, you know, don't.
And how fun is it to be drunk by yourself anyway? I mean, really.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, apparently he had a stash of something that he should have shared, whatever it was, or just given it to him and say, hey, yeah, just drop me off at the next, town. But no, they. Apparently, they took his wheelchair too because he was a paraplegic. I wonder.
Oh, he was paraplegic. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I thought they just beat his kneecaps in.
No.
All
They
right.
They took his hooch, kneecapped him, and left him in the desert.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah,
I guess that's not as bad then. They just took his wheelchair. They didn't.
It's almost worse.
Well, they took his wheelchair. They didn't beat him. See, now if they would have beat him, he would have crawled through the desert in severe pain. See.
Yeah.
And being paraplegic, he's already used to not using his legs. Now he just has to work a little bit harder.
A little harder, yeah. 3 days of crawling on your hands and dragging yourself along the side of the road. Hey, no problem.
Yeah, it's better than bleeding. Anyway, moving on to the next story I have. On the previous podcasts, we have talked about a phenomenon known as bronies.
Oh no.
That's right. And if you're not familiar with this meme that's on the internet, bronies are a person, a full-grown adult, I might add, that likes My Little Pony, and they're big fans and advocate strongly through memes and other media on the internet and confess their love about the cartoon show My Little Pony. Well, finally, some mainstream news about the bronies. On Huffington Post, I pulled this little gem off. Let's see here. They go into great detail about the brony lifestyle. And hold on a second. I'm trying to pull this up. All right. So why is and they give facts about the
Bronyism?
About bronyism. Brony. You would think, okay, let's see here. My Little Pony, friendship is magic. Follows the adventure of Twilight Sparkle and her friends. Applejack, Rainbow, Dash, Pinkie Pie, and Fluttershy are some of the main characters in this cartoon. Well, the age group between this are mainly male. And but they're actually late teens, 20-something-year-olds, and they just like go on and on about. I mean, this article is longer than most on the Huffington Post.
Really?
But it just goes on and on about bronies. So apparently,
it's real.
yeah. Well, at right now, okay, let's see here. There's some estimated at least 175,000 bronies.
Really?
Yeah. So
Cool.
it's getting bigger.
Uh,
Oh, wait, sorry, 2,400 bronies with about 3,000 non-bronies. I don't even know what that is. But nonetheless, like I
leaning
said,
toward bronies?
yeah. So what are your takes on this, Ron? How do you feel about bronies?
Well, first of all, as a heterosexual male,
These gentlemen are heterosexual as well.
They profess.
They profess they're heterosexual.
They profess this.
It even says that in the article. They're like they claim to be heterosexuals.
Yeah. I'm thinking they're claiming that. You know, that's a claim of theirs, but you got to look at what they stand for. I think it's sugar and spice and everything nice, right?
No, well, they just love the animation. It's done so well.
Well, I can kind of okay the cartoon end of it.
I can't. It's.
I like the Smurfs because they were so stupid.
Yeah, that's true. I guess. I did like the Smurfs.
And Ren and Stimpy. The
Yeah,
guys behind it were insane.
Yeah, but Ren and Stimpy's not. That's almost like an adult cartoon. To a certain extent.
Yeah.
But My Little Pony is geared towards, I would say, 5 or 6-year-old little girls. But for some reason, this phenomenon has taken off, and for whatever reason, the bronies are growing, sir. That leads me to believe that the apocalypse is already here.
Yeah.
It just got here. It just slowly crept in. Was the thing. Instead of the four horsemen of the apocalypse riding in on their gallant steeds, it's gonna be My Little Pony.
Very, very astute, observation.
Hey,
there.
that's what I'm here for. I bring
Death rides on Pinkie Pie. Or
Pinkie Pie, I want to say, or Flutterfly.
Flutterfly.
Well, Pinkie Pie is one of them, but Flutterfly is another one of them. So
I can kind of see this as a as a segue into much direr things. Yeah, it's just a foreshadowing, a forewarning, right?
Indeed. That's it. One of the seals have already been broken, as far as I'm concerned.
The monsters are unleashed. Yeah, one thing I'm going to say is that, no movement takes off until you have national press coverage.
I don't know if the Huffington Post is categorized as national press, but it is. It is a major
outlet.
Right. So,
yeah, well...
And I'm not advocating anyone becoming a brony, by the way. I'm just throwing it out there. There's a large amount of sarcasm that's going into this.
Yeah.
But, but for them to notice it on a major syndicate like I said, Huffington Post, because, 3 weeks ago, I don't even think I ever heard of bronies. It was the first time. And
now brony.
Yeah, now I can't get away from it. Now there's bronies everywhere. I thought it was just absurd and ridiculous. I thought it was something somebody made up, but no, that's not the case.
Well, if you get national press on something, then people start to investigate it. So, and then there's always a group of people that are, shall we say, suggestible to things. So they have empty lives and they have nothing to do with them, so they may just latch onto this as a social connection. Well, I'm sure there's in prison pretty soon it's going to be the Brony Brotherhood.
You know what?
Yeah,
the hardcore bronies.
Yeah,
I mean, that's all right. I think I've spent enough time on bronies. Do you got anything else?
Yeah, well, we could go on that. I'm sure that bronies will be back.
I've already stated that like I said, the four horsemen of the apocalypse. I think that was my.
that's pretty succinct and pretty final, right? Yeah, pretty final observation there. Well, in that vein, if everybody wants a cell phone these days, they're very useful if nothing but for emergencies, and it's the same the world over. Well, in South Africa, in Johannesburg, you can get a cell phone. They're offering a cell phone if you kill 60 rats and bring them in. Yeah.
I also saw this story.
Yeah.
But I didn't read it because I was like, that's ridiculous. Everybody already has a cell phone. What are you talking about?
Well,
but now in Africa they don't apparently.
No.
But which is funny that in the Congo there's a metal that's mined there, and it's responsible for all cell phones. You have to have it to make cell phones. It's like
rare earth.
Well, it's Moranium. I want to say is what it's called.
Okay.
But they use it in all
cell phones.
Well, all cell phones, all tablets, anything current, and its export is right up there with the diamond trade. Which is blood diamonds people talk about.
Right.
But they have these huge mines, and it's funny to me, they export the mineral to make cell phones, yet no one has one.
Right.
They're very poor, obviously.
Right. Well, that's a problem with colonialism, is that most of the raw materials are exported to other countries and used there. And food, there's a lot of food produced in Africa, and the Chinese are trying to make a stake in Africa. They're buying up large sections of land, turning it into farms, and on the outskirts of those farms there are starving Africans. So, it's a problem. Yeah,
those Chinese are as bad as bronies.
Well,
spreading all over the place.
I think that maybe that's what we ought to, that's how we ought to handle the Chinese. Is we invent the brony bomb, and then they all turn into bronies.
Yeah, you lost my analogy. I sent an analogy your way, and you took it, melted it, and ruined it.
melted your analogy. Just destroyed it, twisted it
Well, then
beyond control.
I'm not even going to try to explain it because that will take too much time to explain where you went wrong in that statement.
Okay.
But,
Well, you can school me after the
All
podcast.
right. But no, I have another story, if you will.
Okay.
There was a gentleman that has obtained a octopus.
Mm.
And, well, he obtained it through, he was scuba diving
Mm-hmm.
in Lake Michigan, one in Lake Michigan. And, well, he found an octopus and took it. And he said it was all legal and everything, but because of this, the community is in an uproar. And he's receiving death threats because they're like, she was probably sitting on eggs. And he was like, no, I checked. She was not sitting on eggs. And he's like, and I had a game warden come over to make sure it was okay. They don't care. Now he's been banned from diving shops in his local area.
Mm.
He's also been banned from use of private lakes and such.
Man,
That's right.
Octopussy took their octopus and they want it back.
Who'd have known pussy gets you in so much trouble?
Octopussy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
See, that was what I was leading up to.
Yeah, okay, did I catch that one?
Well, that was my whole joke. I had that. It's been brewing the whole day there. I told that whole story for that weird punchline. But whatever. Some of them land, some of them don't.
Okay, so that was planned. Very adept.
Oh,
There you
thank
go.
Thank you.
Manipulated into saying the word.
That's right.
God,
See?
what a guy.
I've never grown up. I'm never going to. But
Well, hopefully we never will have to.
I just never reached that maturity level that people aspire to. But anyway.
Well, we keep it a secret, I mean.
Right.
We're on the internet.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was my octopus story.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
But
I like that.
that was our two, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we're moving on, and there's a little segment that we like to do every week, and we like to call that segment "Space News
Oh yeah.
and Technology."
Space News
And technology.
Okay. In space, we have in the solar system we have an area called the asteroid belt, and every once in a while it sends very nasty things our way, meteors and such, asteroids. And according to science, we wouldn't be here if there wasn't a meteor strike about 50, 60 million years ago, wipe out the dinosaur and everything else like that.
Yes, sir.
So, it's generally considered that, asteroids and meteors are a bad thing. But scientists have come to the conclusion, which, it's a very obvious one from my point of view, that if we didn't have the asteroid belt, we probably wouldn't have life on this planet. Because the asteroid belt is pretty much a junkyard of space debris. It contains just oodles and oodles of things like rare earth materials, for cell phones and things like that. And they've talked about mining it, and water, and lots of rare minerals, and so on and so forth. So Earth was bombarded. Even though Jupiter took 99% of the hits, Earth was bombarded by that 1%, and that 1% gave us the probable possibility to have life. So there you go. It's not all bad.
Yeah, not all bad.
Yeah. The bright side of the asteroid belt.
That's right. I was following a very similar story.
Ah,
So I'll go ahead and just elaborate.
okay.
Since we were talking about the asteroid belt, basically, they're looking out to other known solar systems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And anyway, they're with all known solar systems, there's only 4% that have the same kind of asteroid belt that we have. So now that being discovered, they say that life is probably much more rare in the universe than previously thought. There may be trillions and trillions of galaxies, but as those solar systems that are known of right now, only 4% have similar structure as far as the asteroid belt, and they're saying that the asteroid belt is the direct cause for probably life because of microorganisms and stuff like that that grows on these asteroids that impregnate said planets.
Mhm.
So without an asteroid belt, you probably don't have intelligent life, and that goes back to what I was previously saying about we might be the first ones.
Well, it's possible. It's possible. I can't say it, but that you're wrong or you're right, because anything is possible. It's a weird universe. There's lots of possibilities
But
as to the
yeah.
origins of life. I'm going to say that one theory is that life is pretty much seeded throughout the universe. Bacteria have been found that are millions of years old and are in a stasis, and they have been awoken after millions of years. So they, and viruses can live even longer than that. There's a debate whether they say viruses are alive or not, but I think recently scientists have finally come to the conclusion, well, guess what? I think they are alive. But that means that certain viruses and bacteria could be, if, say, there was a...
Like gonorrhea?
Yeah, gonorrhea, spaceria. Yeah. Yeah.
I got to break up your long-winded speech at some point in time. I'm sorry. But going back to that, the whole reason I had told that story was because the whole reason I said it was because basically they're now at a consensus that life is way more rare than previously thought.
Okay, well, it may be
and things that just came back, reports that just came back from Mars, no methane traces of Mars. And no methane means what? No life.
No cow farts.
Right. Well, that means nothing that has died and given off methane. So therefore, there has been they haven't found traces of it yet.
Well, I mean, that don't mean that there never has been life on Mars, because I think it was 10 years ago they found Mars rocks that had been blown off by a meteorite in some desert someplace, I think, and they identified the structures on it as microbial, and that's a fact. And I'm not going to disagree with you on the thing that life may be rare, but what will say is that the seeds of life.
Oh, I read this right off the internet. So.
It's got to be true. The seeds of life are probably distributed throughout the galaxy and probably throughout the universe, because, okay, let's say that you had a civilization that, decided that it was going to die. Okay.
This is all speculative.
Yeah, or it blew itself up. Okay, well, all this stuff, went out into space, and these microorganisms can probably survive millions, perhaps billions of years in deep space frozen. So if some of them hit an environment, wherever that environment is that is conducive to life, they will grow. Yes.
Well put,
okay.
Sir. Well put.
All right. We covered that.
That's right. And if you'd like to hear any of Ron's further rants,
we
have, if you head on over to ronrants.com, we're setting that up as we speak. And that'll be available on iTunes and Stitcher.
I'm never going to talk again.
No, I was just kidding. I'm just trying to bring some
levity,
some comic relief.
Okay, to the seriousness of my yeah.
No, it was well put, and I agree with all this, or if not all the statements that you made.
Some of them, at least.
But the explanation lacked inflection.
Well, I have a tendency when I go into the science mode to be very dry and, pragmatic. This is true. I understand that.
Well, that's where I come in, sir. That's where I'm here to help you out. And I got to throw like a gonorrhea in there, or I'll say boobs.
Boobs.
And
space boobs.
That's it. And then we're rolling again.
All right.
Then we're talking business.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. But
I understand.
do you got space news and technology? You got technology for me?
Oh yeah. Okay, we're back in space, and I'll try to punch it up and make it exciting. You know that in deep space there are black holes,
and I've heard of these black holes.
And we're not talking about anything ethnic here, okay? there are actual black holes in the center of the galaxy, and they have found the largest structures in the universe.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
2 million light years long.
Okay, bring it back a little.
Okay. Yeah, bring it. Okay. 2 million light years long, and these are space jets, not to be confused with the Miami jets. Since this is a sports addicted culture. These are high energy jets, and they're composed of high energy particles and X-rays.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
What does this have to do with our technology, or is this just still in the space news?
This is space news.
Space news.
Anyway, this jet is a planet killer. If there's any stars or planets in its path, it's like microwave city. Well, similar. And they probably have microwaves in there too.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah.
weird. There's a lot of weird stuff out there.
It'll just like slice off life on a planet and just totally obliterate it. But Mother Nature's a cruel beast sometimes.
Yeah, well, and when you're in space, is it even Mother Nature anymore, or is it like Father? Holy
Father
shit!
Time. Well, I don't know. I guess Mother Nature takes a holiday, and unless it's the UFO craft that are passing through the the
Right.
void there, or us and our primitive chemical rockets, right?
Right. Well, there was some kind of story that was about a liquid, some kind of liquid engine they had built and tested and it worked. But as soon as I read rockets, I was just like, ain't nothing. It's just a fancy new rocket.
Right. Well, they're, until they, use anti-gravity and
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
it ain't nothing.
Until they figure something out that's cool, it's just a rocket. I mean, it might be it's a higher staged rocket, I guess is what they're
Right.
calling it. But they have a fancy name for it.
Well, they've already figured it out, but they ain't gonna tell us.
Yeah. Well, in space news and technology, I have decided.
I'm excited. What do you got?
I have decided to switch it up a little bit. Instead of giving a one topic on new technologies of the days, I'm going to give you something to look forward to.
Everybody, right?
Everybody, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Estimated. A few mind-blowing highlights, all right?
Okay.
These are estimated times.
Estimated times.
In 2018, self-driving cars let humans drive and relax behind the wheel. That's when that's estimated to be a thing. In 2019 to 2020, 5G connectivity on phones, eyewear, becomes equipped with tiny displays that project in the retina.
Heard about them?
Directly in the retina, not the Google glasses.
Oh, not the Google glasses.
No.
Okay, not a screen.
Right.
Okay.
In 2026, you can look forward to humans handing off household chores to domestic robots. That's right. Let's see here. In 2030, you can look forward to displays can be embedded into the human skin and powered by the blood.
All right. Well.
They already have computers that run on blood. You know that?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, they have bioimplants that get their power source from the human body. Already there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, actually run on blood.
Okay. I could see a problem here.
Yeah, me too. See, that's where the singularity comes in. I'm telling you, people are
Vampire bots.
People are so stupid.
Yeah, they are. You're stupid.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's see here. In 2036 to 2037, materials are transported from the surface of Earth into space using an elevator-like structure. In a mere 20-something years, that's supposed to take place here.
Yeah. Can I say something?
These are all speculative.
Okay.
We're still waiting on a flying car. So I mean,
I want my flying car.
Obviously. But and in the year 2037, anti-aging drugs make us all look younger and feel lovely forever.
Well, some of that stuff is already here, but it's expensive. But yeah, there's all kinds of possibilities. I'd like to see everybody have enough food to eat first.
Nonsense, sir.
Nonsense. They would breed.
That's
Well,
right. See, that's a
First-
problem. It's a problem within itself.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've seen the structural scale of population growth in the last 100 years, right?
Yeah, the
So
Malthusian limit.
Well, well, that, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how okay, like in the 1500s, I think there was like 1 billion people on the Earth.
Right.
And then it goes all the way up to the 1800s, and then there's just this huge spike that goes, a ridiculous amount. How many billions of people we have on the planet now?
Well,
So within 200 year time span, we've more than quadrupled. Over a span of always. Not having a lot of people. Like in the 1500s, that was the
Right.
most people that had ever been on this planet.
Right.
And then we've more than quadrupled that in the past 200 years. So,
yeah.
just
Well,
saying.
yeah, it's scary in some ways, and at this point, we definitely have the ability to wipe ourselves out one
Well,
way or another.
I have a theory.
Or go back to the Stone Age. Yes.
I have a theory.
Okay.
What's going to happen is we're going to get so many people on this planet,
Mm.
right? And the planet's just going to get heavy and throw itself out of orbit, and then we're all screwed.
Hey. Nah. Well, what we need is some of them space elevators. Instead of taking the stuff up, they need to take the stuff down so they can support more life, and this place will get heavier. Yeah. Hey.
See?
There's-
So you got you thinking now. You're like, holy shit, that's a possibility. I know. Mind blown.
My mind is just seared right off the top of my head.
These are the things I think about, sir. I'm just kidding.
Man.
I've stayed up many a night pondering these.
I know. I know. It's good. I mean, and if that happens, we'll just die of too many people.
That's right. That's it. Get heavy, like I said, get heavy and thrown out of orbit.
Get
That's,
heavy and-
you know.
Where are we gonna get the extra weight
There-
from?
nobody.
Nobody thinks about
Well,
that.
nobody ever talks about this apocalyptic scenario, but everything else is feasible.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get too far into religion and everything else like that, but the apocalypse, the Revelations was debated on whether to be in the Bible or not, and the thing about prophecy is it can be used in different ways,
Prophecy or fantasy?
Yeah, it can be used in different ways. Wasn't it the Mayans? They had a prophecy about a white god that came, and and so that was one reason that the Spanish were able to defeat an entire empire with a couple ships, I think.
Oh, that and smallpox.
And smallpox, yeah, those blankets, they didn't hurt.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically what killed off most of them was the smallpox, but they were still outnumbered, like 25 or 50 to 1,
They had guns.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
this helps, yeah.
Yeah. But no, that was what I was giving you something to look forward to.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
And
Some of
you've
that
done your
stuff-
stories, but so I guess we'll move on.
Some of that stuff, yeah.
We'll move on to I believe, is it time for Strangest State in the Union?
Okay.
I think it is. Hold
Mhm.
on. So there's a little segment that we like to do every week, and where me and Ron do battle.
Mm-hmm.
We scour the interwebs, and we find the strangest person in a state, strangest scenario in a state, and then we dub them the strangest state in the union for that week. And
You got a little intro clip there?
oh, I do. Well,
All right.
I'm introducing it as well.
Okay.
All right, and we call it strangest state in the union.
And now, the strangest state in the Union.
Well, I'm glad I get to go first all the time because, but I've been too hard on you lately, taking all your strangest state in the union, the women have voted telepathically, hey, I can't even pronounce it, telepathically, and told me that I've won all these things.
Yes, let the record show that no one has voted, and
I can hear 'em.
I have clearly won.
No. We need an audience to decide this. And as long as our audience is silent, I win. the way it goes.
I beg to differ.
Okay. All right. But I'm going to go for the women's vote because I know that they do the swing thing, you know.
Sorry, go ahead.
I ain't got no buttons either. But I know that they're very important. At least to me, women are very important. And I'm sure to you too and the rest of the audience. Cops are recently in Austin, Texas. So Texas is obviously the state of weird today. Austin, Texas. A man was arrested for doing some upskirt videos.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Did you get a glimpse of that?
No, but they just came out with a new iPhone app that lets you do this.
Yeah, you're stealing my line here.
Sorry.
Yeah, he used a cell phone and a baby. He had a baby had a baby in his stroller, and he was bending down surreptitiously filming while trying to attend to this baby or pretending he was attending to this baby. He wasn't really very much interested in the baby at that time, I don't think. And he was stopped by a store employee. His name was Castillo. Dimas Castillo, 42, pervert. Baby in the stroller, upskirt videos, and the employee was tipped off by the cell phone flash. I don't know. Do cell phones flash?
Not anymore. Well, if he would have had the correct iPhone app,
it wouldn't have flashed.
Well,
right?
what they do now is it takes incognito video. So like the front of the camera or the front of the phone, it looks like it's off. Or you can have it. You can turn this app on, and it has a map. So it looks like you're looking at a map, but you're actually video recording. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so if anybody looks at it, you'd be like, oh, or you can either be blank on the front, like, oh, I wasn't doing anything. It's just blank on the front. Or you can walk up to someone and say, hey, directions or whatever, and then while you're doing directions, there's a front-facing camera, and you can just record the breast the whole time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let that be a lesson. I mean, he should have got creative. And
he should have got the right app.
That's right. Got a couple of those and taped them to his shoes, and nobody had ever known the difference.
Yeah, nobody would have realized that he had cell phones taped to his shoes. That's totally normal. But since this is strangest state in the union, what state did that happen in?
Oh, that was Texas.
Ah, Texas. Nice.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make it a habit calling me that, son.
But anyway, now I have a Battle of the States, and let's see here. It's right here. Ex-mayor, he erects a bronze statue in front of his own house.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and let's see here, and in the state of Michigan. All right.
Wow.
So, but this isn't the weird part. I mean, that's pretty weird.
Mm-hmm.
But he used to be the mayor of this town of Flint, Michigan, where he now resides. Back in 2009, he had erected this statue, a full life-size bronze statue, out in the front of his property. He said that the statue was made 20 years ago and was originally displayed at the Colonial Inc. auto parts store, but now it's in front of his house. But he says it's a way of letting people know that he had won, and he's like winning in life, I guess. But William says, I don't even get this part of the article, but this is what I thought was strange. William says the lions were imported by his wife. Of the lion status, he joked, carefully, one of them is alive. I guess he has lions as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cheerfully or
it says carefully.
Carefully.
Yeah.
Okay.
I read it.
That's the weird part. Yeah, that might have been a typo. One of them is alive. I'd have, yeah. Maybe he's alluding to his wife as being some sort of predatory beast.
Well,
That's
I
a
mean,
possibility.
I'll
you know,
read the
yeah.
passage. It says, Williams says the statue was made 20 years ago and was originally displayed at Colonials Inc., the auto part firm where he made his fortune. Williams says the lions were imported by his wife. Of the lions' statues, he joked, oh, I guess they're statues. Careful, one of them is alive. So he is insane.
Oh yeah. He I think he's
Well-
trying to make a bad joke that one of them is alive. It's frozen in time, and he's going to release it
I don't know.
in some way. Yeah, he obviously. I mean, he can do what he wants in his own front yard, but I mean, who cares that
He
won
has
the mayorship, and who
But-
cares that he had him in front of his auto parts store? And
Well, he has erected this monument to his own success.
right, well,
So therefore, that's some strange shit. So
yeah,
there you go, buddy. Mayor of Michigan.
I'm winning this one.
Yeah. Well, oh, please. Yeah. I still think mine's weirder.
Well, yeah, that is pretty stinking weird. Why he would, erect an old statue that was someplace else, and then tell everybody that one of them was alive. I think he's a little touched in the head and megalomaniac and
Yeah,
kind
but
of a
that
narcissist.
Just,
Yeah,
well, that just goes to show you. And then, he was a state official, so anybody can run a state apparently, or anybody can run the country for that matter. I mean, there's just got a bunch of
Right.
people that think they know what they're doing, and bada bing, they're in there,
well,
or they say they know what they're doing.
right. I mean, they can be very, very charming and talk a good line, but as far as their common sense and abilities to get things done, besides glad handing their buddies and brown
Sounds like a gay term.
glad handing.
I know what it means, but
It's somewhat of an archaic term, but
Yeah.
I like archaic terms because everything old is new again.
that's right.
Mm.
But well, that's Battle of the States, and if you want to vote on which is stranger, a man erecting a monument in his own honor, or someone using a cell phone.
Someone
You be the
I-
judge.
you left the part out where he was taking upskirts videos and
Well, see-
using a child as a foil to.
This is
to
my
get his,
this is my argument.
Okay.
They actually sell the software so it can make these things easier for you to do. So
Do that.
obviously, and they also have websites devoted to upskirt shots, right? So now, that being said, since that many people are doing it, it's not just Texas, and since they're selling an iPhone app
Right.
and that's being bought by the masses, apparently a lot of people are doing it. But how many people do you know that erect bronze statues in front of the front yard? So which one's stranger, sir?
Yeah.
Riddle me this.
No, well, you're somewhat persuasive in your argument, but but the fact remains is mine is more shocking. Yes, shocking and strange.
So,
I win.
But like I said, if you want to head over to the website and leave a comment, you just go to bluejuju.com, and there's a little comment bar under the vodcast thing, and you can say, "Hey, Jonas, you clearly have the better story."
I win.
But anywho's, there's a little thing that we like to do on each episode of Blue Juju Podcast, and it's a little segment that we call Conspiracy Corner.
Oh yeah.
And we have a mascot for Conspiracy Corner.
Mm.
And it's Conspiracy Baby. There he is.
Cute kid.
Hello, Conspiracy Baby.
The conspiracy is how he got his mustache.
Yeah.
Right.
But tough call. It's
all
all the rage with the kids these days, apparently.
right.
The Hitler stash.
And and hey, it's like all you need is a magic marker, and you too can have a Hitler stash.
Well, funny fact, it shows that each generation is hitting puberty at a younger level.
Oh, it's true.
Well, now girls are suspected to hit puberty around 11 or 12.
Uh-huh.
And males are suspected to usually hit it around 12 or 13. So, Hitler baby stash here in a couple more generations is totally possible
It's
without
here.
without the marker.
Right.
That's right.
You
Full-grown stash on a 5-year-old.
you have there is a possibility there. There is a possibility that yes, the species can change. It the predominant features can change, and yes, that you can lower the maturation age, and you can do it a number of different ways, and that's very true. On my conspiracy corner, I'm going to cover the cashless society.
All right.
And let's just say that it's not in most people's best interests to have a cashless society, because recently, and going on right now, Hurricane Sandy has proven that you need some cash. You need to keep some cash on hand, because the people, they're even on welfare, they're trying to use their EBT, I think they're called.
Yeah, their cards.
Their cards, and they can't because none of the computer terminals work. That means that there's lots of hungry people in the New York and New Jersey area right now, because they can't get any food because nobody will give it to them, because they can't figure out whether they have any money or right to it. But the people with some cash are doing just fine. So, and how many times have people gone into a store and the computer would be down and they'll say cash only? They can't take the cards. What's the convenience of something when you can't use it?
Well, I say that screw all that. Let's get gold bullion. Direct from the earth. Carry that around.
Carry that around.
Carry that around in your pocket. And, you should be good to go.
The only there's an inherent problem is that there has to be a agreed upon value of something. If I wanted to say that this card from this card is recognized at this establishment.
What, like somebody wouldn't accept gold?
Probably not.
I would. I'd say deal.
Done. Well, it depends. It's a maybe yes or maybe no. You would, somebody else might not. But if you pulled out a 20 and said I wanted to buy a Coke, most people would say yeah, and they might even do it if they even suspected it was counterfeit, because it represents something. Not that you should accept counterfeit money, because you shouldn't. If you know it's counterfeit, don't accept it. But some people would.
It's bastards.
Yeah. So
I hate those counterfeit accepting. They just enrage me.
Yeah.
I stay up at night. I'm thinking those fuckers. They're just accepting that
They're
counterfeit. So don't do it.
passing it
If you're
on,
if
passing
you're
it
a
on.
decent person.
don't accept counterfeit money.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there was. I think I had a counterfeit bill once,
Yeah.
but I
Got rid of it.
no, I held on to it for a while. I think I ended up losing it because I never seen a counterfeit bill before.
Okay.
But I held on to it for a while, and I think I might have actually. It might have came out of my wallet at
Right,
a restaurant. I want to say.
Yeah,
but
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might have migrated out of your wallet in ways unknown. I got you. Well, I can understand that too.
But I mean, in all reality, that it was worth $5 because the change that I had gotten back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had spent a legitimate $10, gotten a $5 bill back, and
Yeah, and it was probably just worth looking at, seeing that hey, this looks a little strange here. Well, that's why they started putting in the magnetic strips, but you gotta, it doesn't really benefit the average person, and I'm gonna say that people are gonna fight tooth and nail. If you ask the average person, should you get rid of cash? Should you make it a cashless society? They're gonna say no. They're just gonna flat out and say no, because if nothing else, it's good to pay small personal debts to other people.
Who's even considering a cashless society, though? I mean,
The banks.
in reality.
Well, no, they want it. They're pushing it really hard. They're pushing it
Oh,
extremely
oh,
hard.
you mean just cards?
Yeah,
I thought
just cards. Cards.
Oh.
No folding green. No coins.
All right. Well, that wasn't explained well. I understand what you're saying now, but
Well-
what I was thinking earlier, is like you have to have a currency. That's just the way it is.
Well, what they I'll put it like this: what they want is electronic currency, totally electronic. No physical currencies, all debits and I dislike the word debit because it's a psychological connotation. I dislike it. Okay, all cash cards, all money in the bank, and all credit would be electronic.
Yeah. Well, I don't see that happening anytime soon.
They're trying.
Yeah. Well, they can try all they want. Like I said, it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, lots. Okay, that's my conspiracy.
All right. I have a conspiracy.
All right.
Let's see here. I decided to check out recent events on Conspiracy Corner, and I was like, well, what are the conspiracy theorists saying about the hurricane that just happened, and the reasons for it? Well, believe it or not, there are conspiracies that of why Hurricane Sandy appeared, and the number one reason, the gays.
Oh.
That's right.
Yeah.
Apparently, the gays are personally responsible for Hurricane Sandy because God is mad at them. We hear that somebody would be to blame. Yeah, it was the LGBT people that are making this claim.
Who are they?
I don't know.
Some crazy.
The faith of the ministry.
Oh, okay.
Something.
Some nut job.
But because the gays are promoting the homosexual agenda, they're being punished. That's right. And moving on. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I want to point up.
It seems like people that believe in God have more hate in them than people that don't. How's that sound? How's that strike your fancy?
I disagree, but fundamentalists in any religion have a tendency to be narrow-minded and structured in their thoughts, in that they will put blinders on to ignore obvious facts, and they will only look at facts that suit them. That tie into their belief system. They won't look at anything else that doesn't support the things that they believe in. And you could run them over with a truck with the facts, and they still say, oh, well, that's just, well, they said much the same. The fundamentalists said much the same things about the AIDS virus. They said it was a gay plague, and that it was the wrath of God on the gays. Well, when straight people started getting it, it started to change. My point of view would be, I think that there are a lot of people affected by the hurricane that do have a faith in God and do believe in God and the goodness and greatness of God. But they are being quote unquote punished just as well.
Well, these devout Christians apparently think it's all the gays' fault, and these other Christians believe it's directly responsible because of the policies that we've put in place, or the policies that we're pushing in Israel. It seems that hurricanes are caused by our direct actions. Not by a weather pattern at all. So let's see here. Leave it to the folks at the Conspiracy Riddle World Net to publish this one. Basically, it says that the U.S. Was it? Let's see here. Okay, they want to divide Israel. So God's saying, "Hey, you shouldn't do that," and so hence we get the hurricane. There's another one.
To relocate to the city in 1869.
I'm not gonna play that. Let's see here. Obama did it.
Yeah.
That's the other one. Obama directly caused the hurricane, and that is the whole HARP thing. But yeah, he caused it because he needed it. He needed to win, so he caused a hurricane, and there you go.
Well,
I mean, all of those are just as they're all ridiculous, But
yeah,
which one do you like the most? Do you think it's Israel that did it, the gays did it, or do you think government did it?
I think that.
Or do you think it just naturally occurs? from time to time.
Well, I'll put it to you like this: if you have a windstorm and you light a fire in the windstorm, did the windstorm create it, or did you create it, a firestorm, by lighting a fire in it?
Or did God do it because
Or
he's
did
mad
God-
at you?
Right. Or did God do it because it let me allow the matches? Okay. Well, I do have a belief in God and the ultimate goodness of God, but I also believe that humans manufacture a lot of their own problems. I'm going to say that from my point of view, Sandy was a very unusual storm. Meteorologists will tell you that too. I'm not a meteorologist. I'm not a scientist, but I know that sometimes you have hurricanes that become extratropical. They merge with cold fronts, but the way this storm acted was extremely unusual. The storm itself could have been much more severe than it actually was, and the media played it up like an apocalypse. But anybody that's gone through a major hurricane, which this wasn't, it did cause a lot of flooding and it did cause a lot of damage. But the main reason that it caused the damage that it did is because it hit in a very populated area. Was it a terrible thing? Yes. Did people lose their lives from it? Yes. But it wasn't the storm from hell, and there was a lot of media play up. Now, as to its cause, you can say global warming and this and that, and it was,
Or the gays.
or the gays. But the fact of the matter,
I can't believe you just agreed with me on that. We're
You
like,
let
or
me-
the gays. The gays probably did it. But,
I think it was Billy Graham.
yeah, it could be. Who knows?
He wasn't holding his tongue right.
That's right.
Yeah, Billy Graham did it because he's really part of the conspiracy.
But let's see here. We're coming up on the hour now, sir.
Wait a second. How about speculative or adaptive?
Yeah. How about it?
All right. Well,
I got a little thing for it.
oh,
So every week we like to ask the question: is it real? Is it fake? And we do it in a funny way, and we say, is it speculative or apodictic? Is it
Speculative.
or
Apodictic.
true or false? Okay. 2 weeks ago, we asked the question: are there more bacterial cells in and on the human body than the number of cells in the human body? And the answer is yes, there are. There are way more bacterial cells in and on the human body than in the actual human body itself. We swim in a sea of bacteria. I know you people find this exciting. It's just totally thrilling to me too. But bacteria are good and bad. If you didn't have bacteria, you wouldn't be able to digest your food. Therefore, you wouldn't be alive. But they are kept out by your body, defenses and cell walls. But you have, I don't know, millions, many more millions of bacteria per number than you do cells, actual cells. Okay.
all right?
Yeah,
You
it's
know what?
exciting stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I've known this for quite some time, but
Yeah.
we just need to get the word out there.
Yeah.
What are all these freeloading bacteria doing?
Doing for
you know,
us.
just hanging out.
We should
you know?
charge them rent.
I guess so.
Oh, find a way they could make like cell phones or gold or something.
Put them out on the street corner, start hooking. You know, gotta make daddy some money.
Come on,
Come on now.
you're living for free. You got go out there and give me some money. Yeah. Okay. Today's question is, or statement is.
We like to keep the pen pan strong over here. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm the Mac Daddy. No, you're the Mac Daddy. Who's the Mac Daddy? I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Women are more likely to be hit by lightning than men?
Or ex-boyfriends.
Yeah. Women are more likely to die by lightning than being struck by their ex-boyfriends. How's that?
No, I was just kidding. But yeah, no, that's interesting. I don't know I don't know the statistics on that. So that's a very interesting speculative
We got a twofer.
or apodectic. Yes, but my consensus is that women are more likely to get hit by their ex-boyfriends
Than lightning?
than lightning.
I'm gonna call that a true.
Alright.
You are I'm gonna call it by like a million times.
That's why I don't do speculative or apodictic.
Yeah. Well, I think it's something like a 1 in 6 million chance that you ever get struck by lightning. So it's a pretty good chance that nobody is ever going to be struck by lightning, and live to tell the tale. But it's a very rare occurrence.
But to find out the answer to our question,
I know you're burning inside for it. You've got to have it.
we don't answer it until the next podcast. So
We make you wait.
we do make you wait, and we're coming directly up on the hour, sir. So we're gonna be signing off here momentarily.
I'm sad.
I'm sad too. Tear, cry on the inside. Is there anything that you would like to end with?
The nude, the nude, the nude just keeps coming. No, the news just keeps coming. Hey,
Is that your sign off? That's that'd be like, stay classy, San Diego. The nudes keep coming.
Right, that's gonna be my sign off.
I believe it.
For the nudist colony, right?
Yeah. All right. So that's what you want to say at the end of the podcast? Yeah, we're signing off here in a minute.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for the technical abilities to produce this, and thanks for our audience, Gordon. We love you. Not literally, but figuratively.
We'll get you watching more these days.
Right. And to all the people that watch our recorded podcasts, thank you.
All right. Well, we are going to go ahead and bring this ship into harbor. I hope you enjoyed this broadcast of the Blue Juju podcast. If you would like week or daily updates, we post out on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is bluejuju_cast, and you can follow us over there to find out when we are broadcasting. But we do it at 3 o'clock every Saturday. So head over there. It will be posted on Ustream and YouTube. Our YouTube account is Dwight and Hoyle. So we have lots of little videos over there if you'd like to check that out. And our podcast is on there as well. So that being said, if you want to get in contact with us, all you have to do is go over to bluejuju.com. And there's a contact page, and it will email us directly. And that's pretty much it. So
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and we'll see you next time.
Mm-hmm.